Michael is not here today. Eric is here. Eric, I don't know how to say your last name. Arroyo? Arroyo? Arroyo. It's going to be a really good day today, Eric. First off, Michael's not here. I'm kidding, Michael. Michael's in Guatemala right now. Did you know that? He is saving children from hardships. I'm kidding. I think he's in Vegas somewhere getting really drunk. Saving children in Guatemala from hardships. That should be a t-shirt of Michael, like kind of like savior-like over children in like a robe. He already kind of has the beard and the old biblical look. Are you familiar with this? I am familiar with this. What's up, guys? Happy Thursday. Our guest today is Keiko Agena, and you might recognize her from Gilmore Girls, 13 Reasons Why, and also The First, a new show, and with what's his name? Sean. Oh my gosh, I'm blanking out. Sean Penn. So she's been working in the business for a while. She was on my previous podcast, Actors Anonymous. She was an absolute blast. Such a cool person. Let's give it up for Keiko. Keiko!
Yes. Hello.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
I guess this is the first time on this show. But
Yeah. So it's a half welcome back.
Yes.
Yes. Welcome back to you.
Right.
New to the show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Very, from my heart, a full welcome back.
Thank you.
Last time was a few years ago.
Right.
Some stuff has happened. You've been working more. And you were just telling me about a book that you wrote.
Yes.
That's awesome. What is
Yes.
what is this book?
It's called No Mistakes.
Okay.
And it's usually I have there might be some in my trunk.
We'll
which is a
pull
block
one
away.
up. Yeah.
But it's a book for creative people. It's about 2 years in the making. It just launched on August 7th. We had an event out here at the UCB, and then I flew to New York and did something at Word and did some
Wow.
podcasts out there and everything like that. But basically, it's 150 pages, and it's for people who are a little hard on themselves to be a little easier on themselves. That's the basic goal of my book.
Has this book been inspired by personal experiences and other people's experiences as being an artist?
Yeah, I mean, I wonder how much we touched on it when we talked the last time, but just, it's challenging to be a creative and to continually be as vulnerable and open as you need to be in a business where, that we're in. So a lot of it is personal experiences and what was the skill set that I've developed over time to help me deal with things is what I put into the book. And so far things have been resonating with people.
That's awesome.
And a lot of it is artwork because I started it as a from drawing. So I've done a lot of these fine line drawings, and so that was the beginning of it, and then it expanded out into a fuller book.
Awesome.
Hey.
Okay.
No.
There's a FedEx guy. He's waving at us.
Hi, FedEx guy.
Hello, FedEx guy. How are
Does
you?
he want to be on the podcast?
I'm not quite sure. Eric, would you mind just going and seeing what he needs?
Hi, Eric.
Thanks.
I'm
I
going to
really
really
appreciate it,
mess
man.
up everything technical
Okay,
while
no,
Eric
he's
leaving
out.
Oh,
he's
okay.
He's leaving. All right.
He could tell. He read from the visual cues that we were giving that we're in the middle of taping.
Right? Oh, my goodness.
He's a wise man.
So there's actual drawings in this book.
Yeah, there are drawings.
Oh, that's neat.
So, yeah.
And is it interactive or is it?
Yes, very much so.
Oh,
It's
man.
interactive. So it's a journal so that you can, some of it are quotes or thoughts that I have, but a lot of it is a writing prompt for you to fill in or a drawing prompt for you to complete. So it touches all sides.
That's so cool. I like the idea of self-love.
Yeah.
Too. Mm-hmm. This might sound counter, maybe intuitive to self-love, but I feel like sometimes a big weakness of mine is the laziness aspect.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I find that surprising. You seem like a very active person.
Very, but that's
Yeah.
because I'm constantly putting it down with, like, waking up super early, going on my morning runs, making sure I do my to-do list. So the discipline aspect is where I feel like I have control over myself, and that allows me to better myself, and in turn gives me self-love because I'm bettering myself and trying to make a better life for like my family and etc. And so I feel like at first it might seem like, why are you doing all these difficult things or like challenging things? But in turn, it's making me feel better because I'm accomplishing stuff. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely.
I think there is a fine line, of course, and like with all life, I think there's a balance. So finding that balance within you. Do you touch on that at all in your book, like balance?
Oh, sure. Although I will say it is probably weighted towards the side of going easier on yourself.
Yeah.
Well, because to me, I mean, this might be a huge generalization, but I think sometimes people fall into a couple of camps as far as how they are productive. Some people, the best thing that they really absorb is something that's going to push them to be very goal-oriented and set lists. That's not necessarily me or the style that I write. I'm writing more for the person that there's a lot there, and I think there are a lot of people like this, where there is a lot there, and the anxiety and the control and the fear is what's actually blocking you from a flow that would naturally happen and would have a lot of energy and would have a lot of steam. And so more of the book is not worrying so much about how... Because I think there are tons of many books out there that are better than mine about setting goals and sort of holding yourself accountable. So mine is most focused on getting out of your own way if you're finding that that's what's really stopping you, your self-doubt and your criticism, internal criticism.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I feel like I touch on that whenever I'm meditating or just focusing on just be in the moment. Stop thinking about the next few hours, the next days, or what might happen, or what's not even happening. All these like negative thoughts, just like being present. I feel like it's so difficult to do.
Yeah, but it's great.
It's wonderful when you can and just
great?
experience it for what it is, without so much attachment at the same time. And it's super.
I feel like that's the hardest thing, but the best thing.
Yeah, we went super Buddhist. Monk
I know, man.
We're
in Buddhaville right now, folks. Join us.
That's really, really cool. And how long did it take you to write the book? Because I've never written a book, and I don't know what that entails. Yeah.
Well, this is my first experience, so I can speak from my experience. Is that it was to write the first draft was about a year, and then from that was about a year ago, and so from that point, my first full draft to where all of the other aspects of putting the book together come into play. So you're dealing with the cover art people and the layout people and that aspect of it takes another year. Who knew? And then so now it's finally the last month or so has been more of the publicity side of it. So now it's kind of like I feel like my head is finally coming up above the water to look at a non-book future, because I feel like it's sort of been in the background of my brain for about 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel like whenever it was like completely done, were you like, like a big sense of
every
relief?
Morning I breathe a little bit deeper. Not that this is a burden. I mean, I make it sound like, oh, it's so hard. It's not. It's super light and super fun. You're gonna read it like this was stressful. But a little bit. I think it's more that, you know, I really don't miss when you were a kid and you had homework, because you never could relax. Do you know what I mean? Especially like if they assigned something over the summer or break or something, you never could just enjoy yourself, because they're in the back of your mind there's like, oh, there's that book I'm supposed to be reading or something like that. I don't like homework. And so this has kind of been like a little bit of homework.
So much in school. So much. You know why?
Why?
Because first of all, wasn't fun. I'll say it. School wasn't fun.
Who did you cheat off of?
Everyone.
You didn't have one go-to person. You were like, I'll cheat off of this guy, this lady, this girl. You must have a very varied experience with your cheating if you're cheating off of everyone.
Hey, I had to get what I could, because Wesam did not want to learn the stuff.
Okay. Cool.
Little kid Wesam did not want to learn anything. He wasn't
having it.
No, because it seemed to them, or the message I was receiving from them and the message I was receiving from my parents was like, get straight A's. Get straight A's. It wasn't...
That's a high.
It's not get an education. It's not learn something. Get straight A's. Well, I don't understand what the teacher's saying to me. And I'm not studying that well, so if I need to get straight A's, I'll find another way. So
really they were instilling in you a sense of creativity and a stick-to-itiveness of solving a problem where you knew what the goal was and you were just trying to find your way of achieving that goal. So, hey.
I guess I should thank them.
Maybe you should thank them.
But no, you're absolutely right about homework. Like, you're given all these, like, paper. Like, I remember, like, when we still did homework with like a pencil and paper. I don't know. I know a lot of people with like now they have tablets and they're doing it all online and multiple choice stuff. I'm like, it's changing. It's the future. Yeah. But yeah, you can't enjoy yourself as a kid. Plus, I had to help my parents in the restaurant too a lot of times.
What kind of restaurant do they have?
They sold it actually earlier this year. It was
just this year. So they had it for a long time.
Yeah, a few months, 25 years they had it for.
Oh, what kind of restaurant was it?
Subs, burgers, Mediterranean food.
Oh yeah,
all mix of stuff. My dad had too many things on the menu.
Oh, too many things.
Too many things. Always would
it's hard to make a profit when you have too many things.
It is, and I would tell my dad, "Hey, Dad, there's only one person who asked for the."
But that one person, he can't disappoint that one person.
Like, Wesam, they will be back next week. And I'm like, yeah, but the cost and the energy it takes to make... Wesam, I know what I'm doing. Okay. I'm sorry.
Well, he's made a lot of individual people very happy for the last 25 years.
So many people.
They are loyal, man.
Very loyal.
Yeah.
We used to sell chicken fried steak, and I used to hate it because we would barely sell any of it, and it was so hard to make. Anyway, you could tell this has come from...
I know. That came deep. That came from deep below. That erupted.
Anyway.
So now what are they doing? They have all this time on their hands.
Well, bad news, good news. I'll start off.
They're very involved in your life.
No.
Oh, okay.
This is actually kind of... He's not paralyzed. He's okay.
Oh, okay.
A month into retirement, he fell off a ladder and broke his spine.
Oh, no.
So a few months ago this happened, and so it was very touch and go.
So there's a lot of changes.
A lot of changes. Spiritual, mental, physical. He's doing fine. He's learning how to walk again. He's walking with like a cane and everything. Like he's getting better, you know. But it was a really intense moment the last few months have been really...
Oh, my goodness.
But family unit has gotten stronger.
Yeah.
So all is good. Yeah. Not to get too
not to get too deep.
But
we can get deep. Can we get deep? I don't know.
With you, KK, we can.
Okay.
No, but yeah, it's been quite the ride, and it's been amazing seeing my dad go through this change. And I'm glad he's alive. I'm glad I get to spend some more time with him. My brothers and I are the same. You know, we're just really thankful. And there's some good that came out of it, of course.
Yeah.
I'm a true believer of everything happens for a reason on a very cosmic and universal level. So, yeah. I don't know if you feel like that.
That everything happens for a reason?
Yeah, on a very universal, cosmic level.
No.
No? More spiritual or just simple cause and effect?
I don't know.
Okay. I like that you said you don't know.
I don't.
Yeah, I like that you said that. Some people will feel like they need to answer, I feel like.
Oh, yeah.
But I think it's great that you can say, I don't know. I think that's important.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I don't. I wish I did.
Would it change how you would lead your life right now?
Oh, yeah. I think every time I have a different view of the world or of why things are, sure, it probably changes the way my day-to-day life goes. Different ideas, but I don't really know.
Would your life change if you knew aliens existed?
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, aliens do exist. I know aliens exist. Well, I'm pretty sure.
Well, you said I know.
That's true. I said I didn't know.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure aliens exist, but like if they entered into our day-to-day reality, gosh, wouldn't that be horrifying and cool? Like what kind? It's so dependent on what kind of alien.
Right. And I think there would be people rioting, thinking it's the end of the world.
People what?
Rioting.
Oh,
I
rioting.
think it would cause mass violence and people like extremists would be like, this is it. I don't know why I did that voice, but like
you got real intense there for a second.
I did.
Yeah, I think there'd be chaos.
Yeah.
In all ways. Yeah.
What would be your ideal alien situation that they would come to Earth? These are the hard questions. These are the questions people have tweeted at me to ask you. Where are we going with this? I love it. This podcast goes everywhere. Lately, it's been aliens and the Vatican archives. But
yeah, those are hot topics.
Hot topics.
Those are hot topics. See, the challenge with the whole alien thing to avoid the chaos is that, okay, here's where I'm going to get real weird.
Love it.
Or maybe not so weird, but see, if aliens were smart, like in a perfect case scenario, right? Aliens are going to be two things, smart and kind. So if aliens were smart and kind, then they would plant little ideas before they showed up, right?
Okay.
So like the X-Files, like there would be these sort of hints to almost get a culture used to the idea that they might exist before they actually showed up.
Right.
So that's what I wonder sometimes. I'm like, oh, that's just the aliens preparing us so that we're not scared when they show up.
You know what?
What?
That's a great theory. It's kind of like
it's
ghosts.
Right. Oh, that's scary.
Yeah.
Ghosts.
Well, I think that's a rude ghost. If a ghost is... I'm sorry. If you're in your apartment or home, you turn around and there's just a lady in a white gown there
that's rude.
without saying, excuse me, you know, that's a rude
She's
person.
got issues. She's got issues on her own regardless of you. Do you know what I mean? She's working through some stuff.
That's fine.
She shouldn't be putting... No, but I'm blaming her. I mean, she shouldn't be... That's her deal. She shouldn't be burdening you with her process that she's got to work out.
Right.
Right?
And if she needs help, a simple...
Yeah.
Like...
Be nice about it.
In broad daylight in a park. Do you know what I mean?
In the form of a puppy or something.
Oh, okay.
Maybe,
She's a shapeshifter.
Oh, maybe she's a shapeshifter. Yeah, but you're right. Exactly. Why is she coming to you in the middle of the night when you're half asleep?
Yeah, that's
suspect. Yeah.
You ever have like a ghost experience?
No, and also I refuse to seriously listen to them because I feel like, and also it's the same with the aliens. I feel like
seriously listen to who?
If people start talking about it, like I had a roommate that was like, "We have a ghost." I shut up, because I don't want to access the side of my psyche that would like let me see them. Because maybe there are ghosts. Maybe there are ghosts in here right now, but I'm not going to open my spiritual psyche to see them. I'm not inviting.
Gotcha.
I'm very happy not to see them because I think if they exist, they're very scary.
Well, surprise.
Oh God, Eric. I was suspicious of Eric as soon as I walked in. I was like, I'm not going to make eye contact.
He was blowing his nose. He was like, ghost.
Something about that guy.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. You know,
yeah.
Here's a little fun fact about me.
Yes, please.
And it's very weird, and I feel comfortable sharing it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I like to watch something scary to help me fall asleep.
Why?
Ghost adventures, ghost hunting shows. Sometimes I like finding Bigfoot just because they're usually in a cold place or they have those night vision goggles, and I'm usually comfy where I'm at, and cozy in my bed, and they're in some type of like cold, rainy place, and I'm like, oh, that's cozy. Like, I'm cozy right now. I feel cozy. I like that dichotomy and getting scared, and it helps me sleep.
Do you dream about it when you go to
sleep?
Sometimes,
but I like need to watch it. It like helps me like
really
wind down at the end of the day.
I don't understand that at all. I have to watch, if I'm scared, I have to like watch an antidote movie.
Okay.
Like Mulan or something.
Oh, the animated one.
Yeah. Or something like very, I don't know.
One or two.
Positive or funny. What?
One Mulan, or two. 1 or 2.
What do you mean?
There's
is there
a second
a 2? One. Oh, that's right. There is a second
one. Straight to DVD. The classic 90s.
I auditioned for that, you guys.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I do not do voiceover very well, but I seriously tried.
No way.
I tried to like, because I don't know if they ended up, I should know this. I don't know if they ended up actually rehiring Ming Na, which they should. Disney, I'm sure you have plenty of money to do that. but they said like come in and try to sound like Ming-Na, and I'm like, I can't, but I'm not gonna say no to an audition, so I'll try it.
Yeah.
It wasn't good.
Gotcha. Speaking of auditions.
Yes, let's talk about it.
How cool is Joe?
Joe who?
Lee? Are you still
my agent.
Yeah.
Yes.
I said the same
yes, that's
agent.
right.
Yeah.
I was like, it takes me a second.
Sorry. I only know
How cool
one.
is Joe? I love Joe.
You've been with him for a while now, right?
Like I said before we started filming, my memory is like a goldfish.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, at least like 5 years.
Okay.
It's got to be. Is it more than that?
Okay.
I love him though.
He's really
he's the bomb. Because he's with it by himself right now. But when I met him, he wasn't with.
Right.
He was with. When did you start with him?
When he was at ABA.
Oh, okay, right.
And then he started his own agency.
Right.
He's the only one there. And he's just kicking butt, taking names.
Yeah. I love him. He's real chill.
Very.
Yeah, and he's almost like the anti agent. Like if someone, well, I'm sure he might argue with me about this, but if someone drew a character of what they thought an agent was, of being like, I shouldn't say this about agents, but like if you're doing a caricature of an agent, would be very, very much like smarmy, a little bit salesman-y, kind of pushy a little bit. Where I feel like Joe is like super laid back, or at least when I interact with him, just like cool, like, no problem, everything's fine.
Yeah, very.
We can work it out. It's all good.
He's been like, he's not an old man, but he's like the wise old man, you know, in the stories. Do you know what I mean? Because he's always giving me like the right advice at the right time.
Oh, good. That's cool.
And I'm like, oh man, this is like, I don't know, just find it, it's kind of funny just to me. Like how he's been, like you said, chill.
Yeah. He works very hard and he's very efficient, but his energy is very chill.
Very.
Yeah.
I think it would be, oh my gosh, if I saw him yell, I don't think that would happen, but it would be, it'd be kind of scary to watch him yell.
That's true. That's weird.
I can't see him yelling.
That's so weird. I don't know how many people I can say that about. That I can't imagine them yelling. I can't imagine almost everyone yelling.
Have you yelled before? I'm sure you've yelled.
Yeah. I'll yell right now, Eric. Be prepared. I won't. I'm not going to mess with you. Unless you're a ghost. Then I'll totally mess with you.
Oh, man.
No.
What else is going on with it? So I saw that you booked the first?
Yes. So I'm excited about that. That's coming out in September 14th.
What is that show about? I saw Sean Penn on the IMDb thing.
Yes.
Did you get to work with him or?
A little. I got to play. Oh, I can't talk about what we did.
Oh, that's fine.
Because it's not coming out. But a little bit. But I do get to play an astronaut in it, and it's set about 13 years into the future. So it's slightly sci-fi, but it's really more about the politics and the human cost of attempting to go to Mars, because that's what it's about. And it's created by the showrunner who did the very first seasons of House of Cards, Bo Willimon. So he is a very that kind of political mind. And I will say I did get to see it all because I watched it's not the final version, and I think the performances in it are so amazing. The cast, the girl who plays his daughter is a frickin' star. Anna. I mean, I was like slack-jawed by her performance in multiple scenes. I didn't do any scenes with her, so I didn't know firsthand, but in watching it, I'm like, oh damn. Yeah. I'm definitely gonna be watching her for years. Wow. I think she's great.
That's really exciting. What network is it on?
It's going to be on Hulu, and they're going to drop it all 8 episodes, the first season, on one day, I think. I'm pretty sure that's what's happening on September 14th. So it's coming up.
That's awesome. Congrats.
Thank you. Yeah.
I just resubscribed to Hulu.
Oh, you did? Oh, great.
And I love it because it had shows that were not on Netflix anymore that I can now binge watch again. Okay. I have in the background while I'm working.
Yeah. Like, what are your background shows?
It's Always Sunny.
Oh, okay.
The Office is still on Netflix. So that's always, I've gone through that. I don't know. Do you
do the full, all the years of The Office? Do you just start on one end, or do you have favorite seasons that you're like, oh, I'll just rewatch season 3 or something like that?
The last 2 seasons I usually stay away from because I feel like the end is coming, and it makes me feel like I'll just go back to 1.
And Will Ferrell isn't enough to save it for you.
No,
because he was only in like 2 or something.
He was only in 2 episodes.
3 episodes.
I remember when Michael Scott left. Like, I watched it live and everything, and I was like, okay, cool. You know what?
Right.
Give it a shot. And then I realized, oh, no, I watched The Office mainly for Michael Scott. For me.
Yeah.
That's what I watched it for.
No, I know. Yeah. Once it's funny because you're like, oh, it's an ensemble cast and it's an ensemble cast. But it's so him. Like, he's such the heart of that show. Yeah, it just fundamentally changed so much when he's gone.
Yeah, it's so interesting too. If you like watch season 1, he's not likable at all. Like, you're like, oh, and I could tell, like, after working in television for a while, I feel like the notes were like, he has to be likable. There's no way we can't continue this show if he's not likable. You know what I mean? Network, studio, whatever it is.
Right. And they're like, fix this.
Yeah, and then second season, you're like, oh, this guy's a loser.
Yeah.
Okay, there's some likable elements. And then third season, you're like, oh man, this poor guy, he needs to cut a break. He's just lonely.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Yeah.
And when you start rooting for him,
Yeah.
and the wonderful arc, how it's written, you're like, I don't know, I really appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Are you a Ricky Gervais fan at all?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see Derek?
Yes.
It's my favorite show.
I cried.
Oh, all the time I cry when I watch that show.
He did. I don't know what's going on. By the way, I think this incident with my dad, I'm starting to get emotional over. I don't like crying. I really
you don't like it? Okay.
No, I really
then.
don't.
Okay.
And some little things sometimes will make me. I gotta pull this up for you. It's
This earlier made you cry? Oh, you got all kinds of text messages.
I know, it's my mom. She's because I told her, she's like, where are you? And I'm like, I'm on set, and she sends me all these like gifts, and like she loves gifts. She found out about gifts. I don't know. I just been getting like really emotional when I see certain things, and like Derek. Yeah. I mean, come on.
I know. That show, every episode, you're like, oh, this one won't get me, and then bawling, like right about that 3/4 mark, just kills you.
With his dad.
Oh.
Oh, boy.
So many moments. So many moments on that show. Dad.
What else? Oh, what was he looking for on the computer? Or what did he like watching?
He likes the YouTube videos that have musical and pet elements together, like hamsters on a piano.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
it's coming up. Sorry. I know this is so worth it. It makes. Oh, here he goes. Okay. I'm gonna see if
Who's this? Are you gonna show it?
Yeah. So if you're watching, just watch. I'm walking, Maggie. Look, Maggie, I'm walking, and it's a baby who's learning how to walk with.
Oh no, I haven't seen this one. I thought I did.
So.
Oh God.
Oh.
Oh, good Lord.
Dude.
Oh man.
I gotta put that away. It makes me so happy.
Yeah.
And he's just so
great.
pure, and he's like, I'm walking, Maggie. Like, I will protect you.
I know. There are certain things where you're like, I need to watch that like I take a vitamin in the morning.
Yes.
Just for that joy, that little bite of pure joy and remembering that the world is not terrible.
How do you find that? What is your vitamin? How do you keep sane? Because right now things are a little crazy.
Yeah.
Is there anything that's your go-to that kind of like balances you out?
Well, I am obsessed with Twitter. I love Twitter. Oh. So that's so that a lot of times is a source of the negativity or the news that kind of gets me all riled up. But I also try to follow people that have good information to kind of counteract that a little bit. So like we were talking about Buddha Land before, I follow this, I don't know who this person is because it's not the actual Buddha, but it's someone that's doing like quotes about Buddha or something.
You're 100% sure it's not the actual
Buddha? I'm not 100% sure about anything, Wesam. I don't know. Maybe it is the Buddha. Maybe he's infected my phone. But I follow him. I follow the Dalai Lama. So it's just weird things like that. And you know what's, to me, it gives me this little tiny sense of joy where whoever is doing these Buddha quotes, it's not inexhaustible. Like it repeats itself. So for me, there's almost like there are certain ones that I'll always like. And to me, in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, if I went back to my likes, it would be like that same phrase over and over again, like 20 times. Yeah. I don't know why that makes me happy, but it does. And I also try. I'm not perfect at it, but I try, if I am going to retweet something or make a comment on it, I try not to retweet anything that is negative. So it could be a call to action. It could be something to, like, let's be active about something. But I try to only give, I'll like a lot of things that might be a little negative. But if I'm retweeting it and trying to put it out there into the world, I think about, is it something that is coming from a positive place or not? So that's how I kind of manage my internal self-talk.
There's a great saying I heard a while ago that said something to the effect of, if you keep seeing the same thing come up in your life, it's good to like really absorb it. Even if you're like, oh, I already know what this is, because it's like God telling you, like, hey, you didn't learn something you were supposed to learn. So it's going to keep coming back until you learn it. And I was like, oh, I will try to do that next time. So you start seeing patterns. Like, okay, why does this keep coming up? It could be a positive thing or a negative thing. So it's like, okay, how is this affecting me? Why is this coming up in my life? Do I need it in my life? Is it creating a positive influence? You start asking these important questions. So there is this kind of power in repetition, and it could be very simple repetition, because if you think about all the things that we know, a lot of it is because it has been repeated to us. So it's kind of scary, like certain trivia questions, the one, I don't know what I'm looking at. I'm just staring at it. Oh, no. I was just making sure your camera, the mic wasn't like totally blocking your face.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
That we know, like as a society, we know the faces of like famous people. Like that's trivia that we know, or we know about brands. We just have that in our consciousness more than maybe political figures or writers or things like that. And it's just because it's been repeated to us over and over, and so it's just in there. And it is sort of like, oh, there's so much power in that, even if it's something very simple. So what if there is a phrase? Like, I guess that's the whole thing about mantras. But visually, even, like, what is something that I look at all the time and pause and take it in, even though I think I know that,
right,
and dismiss it. I kind of really like that idea, because I'm 44. I'm going to be 45 soon. And I've had that experience. So I'm like, well, what in the next few years of my life, if I really paid attention to what my diet of language is? What am I putting in that brain of mine so that it can, what's growing in there?
100%.
Yeah.
I totally believe in a visual diet. That's why I'm really careful about what I follow on Instagram.
Yeah.
What I like to follow. Right. What I think is good to follow. I know there was some accounts I'm like, why am I following these people? I don't want to follow these people.
Yeah.
Bye. And then I leave Twitter to people I've worked with professionally or people I like want to work with professionally. But that's great that you do that.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm interested in it.
There's also, like, with certain martial arts, there's a reason why the repetition.
Right.
You repeat the punch.
Yeah.
It becomes
that discipline.
Yeah, it becomes in your bones, and then you understand it better. And then eventually it's not as hard as it once was, and it's more free flowing, and it just happens. And it just instinctually happens. So maybe there's a correlation with that kind of repetition with what.
Yeah. Isn't that exciting? Yeah. Like, I love that idea, because when you're a kid or when you're just learning martial arts, you're just doing muscle. Okay, I'm going to do this over and over. And it's very, I'm not expert, but I imagine it's, there's a lot of thought behind it. And that moment, like you're saying, is kind of magical, where it almost comes from a different place. It's flowing or something. That's really cool.
Yeah. It was really cool watching like kids and beginning adults. I used to teach them Taekwondo.
Yeah.
And watch them get a kick.
Oh, when they first understand in their body, you mean?
Yeah, and they're like, and you can hear it on the pad, and you can see them like, oh, that's what it's supposed to feel like,
Yeah.
And then they keep doing it messily after, and then they'll get it again.
Yeah.
And then,
like, oh.
Okay.
Just like a snap.
Yeah. So things start growing. It's really interesting. I like that.
That's fun.
That's why I like repetition in my acting work. I like to go through a scene a bunch of times.
Oh, really? Tell me about that. What do you mean by that? Like, as a rehearsal, or what do you mean?
Yeah, like if we're doing a scene together, I'd like to run it as many times as possible and like try it for myself. Different ways, even ways I know won't work. But I'll be like, I might find something. So I'm just gonna play this way, like I'm a really rude person, even though the character's not rude. Just to kind of feel that stretch with the character.
How do you do you always work with the scene partner, or do you do things like, do you ever feel like you lose the spontaneity if you do it over? No, you don't feel
because what we said in the beginning, kind of circling back, being present in the moment. Every moment is going to be a little different. So I have to be present, even though like it's kind of in the confines of what the script calls for, right? The skeleton structure of the lines, etc., where the story should go. It's always a little different. Especially if it's a good scene partner. You can like, you know that feeling you get when you're just like bouncing back and forth. You're really listening. You're present. I love that. I could do that if it's with a good scene partner 100 times. Not get tired.
Well, that's
How about you?
I don't know. I feel like I don't get to work with scene partners very much. Or I guess in the times that I've, most recently, so I get to work on the show Dirty John that's going to come out also. With, with Connie Britton and Eric Bana, who I love.
It's awesome.
It's awesome. The first scene that we came on set, it was going to be a walk and talk, and it was one of those things where it was maybe not supposed to be outside, but the director wanted to do it outside, and so people are kind of like scrambling because it's like 5:00, and it's one of those things where I'm supposed to be her best friend, but we're meeting. And we're doing this walk and talk, and there's now improv, just kind of, it's just happening, and the pressure to, and we've not really met, and the pressure to kind of create something magical and a connection that conveys years of knowing each other in a very short amount of time with a lot of pressure, because we're losing light and this is a oneer and they can't, there's no cuts or anything like that. I don't know. I feel like I would love to. I love that, but I would also, because of the pressure, but I would also love to have an experience where I could maybe if in like theater, I haven't done theater in a long time, so I think maybe in that experience, that's a whole nother way to have a rehearsal experience that can be fulfilling. I'm not making much sense.
No, I'm following you.
I kind of haven't. I don't know. I think for me, like my process gets changed because of circumstances. I think that's what it is I'm trying to say. Yeah, so I have to be, I found that I've had to be the flexible. So I don't know what my favorite is, because I don't get to choose.
That's totally fine. And that's totally true for all actors. I mean, we don't get the luxury of rehearsals all the time in TV. When you ask that question, I'm assuming it's like, this is the work I do on my own, or I call one of my friends and we just run it over and over. Because I'll do that. I'll be like, Jonte, Isaiah, you guys free? Can we do this? I actually meet.
You have two people. You have people that you're like.
Isaiah Adams. I've known him since high school. I'm a little older than him, but we meet every Sunday morning. And we have our acting class, and we give each other scenes, and we just run them over and over and over.
So tell me about this. So is it when you say acting class, is it the two of you?
Just the two of us.
And you coach each other, or you?
We don't coach.
You don't coach. You just
sometimes we'll just it's a very unique, and I'm appreciative of this kind of relationship that we have, this professional working relationship, because first of all, we have to be super aware of what's going on and honest with each other. I don't give him direction unless he's like, what do you think about that? And then usually we tend to ask questions and say, hey, what were you thinking in this part? Like, what's going on with this line? What's cool? Hey, I'm going to try it this way. Hey, how did that feel for you when I came across? So it's more like asking questions rather than, hey, I didn't like that. Or, you know what I mean? Or I think you should do this. Sometimes we'll be like, hey, can we try this? I just want to try maybe picking up the pace. Actually, can we try like slowing it down? So it's,
who brings in the material?
We switch
Whoever.
off. Yeah, sometimes he'll have an audition. Sometimes we'll do a self-tape. We meet at a coffee shop, and then we meet into this office space of this coffee shop that he manages, and then that's where we actually do the scene work.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
that's
so we'll talk
really
about
nice.
like life, spiritual stuff, acting, maybe like professional advice via one another, like ask, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that?
Yeah.
And then we'll go into the work.
How long have you been doing that?
Right now, actually, it's going to be like 3 years or so.
3 years. Did you have someone else that you did stuff like that with before, or no?
Randomly. But honestly, when I started doing that is when I noticed a
change.
Increase in my bookings and everything like that.
That's really special. It's really nice to have that relationship with someone that you can work with, that you get along with, that's not threatened. Also, you have to find someone who's supportive of you fully and things like that. That's really great.
It is great. I will say this though, I hate his shoes.
His shoes?
He has the ugliest shoes in the world. Isaiah, I hate his shoes. He wore them on the podcast. I invited him. Oh, ugliest shoes you ever seen.
How can they be so ugly? What could be so bad about them? I'm curious. Like what?
Oh, I don't even want to put a picture. It's
like,
you
don't.
Okay,
you don't. What could?
Okay, these are ugly shoes, but I'm breaking them in. They're running shoes. Okay, damn it.
I don't know about shoes, so I'm not. I don't know.
No, these are not ugly shoes. No, Keiko. Hey.
I'm not passionate about shoes, but I don't know.
I'm not either. But he is. He wears the ugliest shoes in the world. They look like they're from Back to the future version of like the
well, like they're smooth or something, like self-lacing kind of thing.
Yeah, they just look ugly. Worst match of colors. These are made for running. Okay, these are for running because I run up mountains. So
were you running today? Those don't look like running jeans.
I'm breaking them in.
Oh, you're breaking them in.
I'm running tomorrow morning, so I want to just break them in a little bit. Yeah, this is not. This is for. And this is the only color they had left in my size.
Okay, Keiko. I believe you.
I'm very defensive right now because of Isaiah. Dude, I can't wait to see you and make fun of your shoes more.
Is it just one pair, or does he always? You're like he's consistently bad at choosing shoes.
It's just this one pair.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does he wear it purposefully now to get this? I kind of would. I'm sorry. If I was your friend.
He's a rude person.
You're very passionate. I would almost want to wear the shoes.
I'm telling you, like, he's wearing like a nice outfit and then these like, oh my gosh.
So
I feel my heart rate elevated right now.
So you feel like, if not for the shoes, it would be a great outfit. You're like, dude, you got this outfit going on. Everything else is working.
Yes.
And you're killing it. You're not killing it in a good way. You're like ruining it.
Yeah.
By your choice of footwear.
He's an adult. He pays taxes. Don't wear shoes like that.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
Let me get that soapbox. Okay, we got this.
See, that's why me and Isaiah are like really, really, really good friends because we're so honest with each other, and we can be like that with each other, and it's totally free. It's like a brother, you know what I mean?
That's nice. Where did you guys meet? You said you went to high school together? No.
I was a few grades above him in high school, and we went
out here
in Oklahoma.
Oh, in Oklahoma. Oh, yeah. Okay.
And we went through the same drama program. And
okay. In high school.
In high school. And then he went to NYU. I came out to LA, and then he moved out here in LA, and then we kind of reconnected paths. And I told him a few years ago, I was like, hey, man, like something, I wasn't working as much. I was going through a little dry spell, which happens with a lot of actors. And I really began to assess, okay, what do I have control over? And so I was like, okay, the only thing I can control is really my acting craft. And I saw this wonderful quote that was like, get so good they can't ignore you anymore. And I'm like, oh, yes, that pumped me up. I'm like, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to get so good at acting that...
Is that Steve Martin?
I have no clue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I should know.
No, that's fine. It's fine. It doesn't matter.
I said it.
But yeah. Get so good. Yeah, yeah. No,
and,
that they can't
And then I
ignore.
told him, like, I need I need somebody who's wanting to do this and who's consistent. No Sundays off because you're bored or whatever. If like you're going out of town or family things happen, understandable. But like every Sunday morning, we gotta.
How long do you meet?
Where we go up and work on the scene, it's usually 1 hour.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
And then but before you like have coffee and hang out a little bit.
Yeah, sometimes I'll get there like 8. Sometimes he'll get there like 9. Yeah. 9:15. I'm always there first because I'm just like better and wiser. I'm kidding, Isaiah. I hate his shoes.
Does he work? He manages there? Oh, okay.
He manages the coffee restaurant there. Okay. But yeah, sometimes but we have been going to a new coffee shop, which I really... Oh. Okay, I'll say it. Yeah. Strong statement. Shout out to Maru Coffee in downtown.
Oh.
Best espresso I've ever had.
Where is it? Downtown. We might be moving there.
It's in a really... I know, downtown's a little sketch. Some parts. Yeah, this part's kind of sketch.
Oh.
But I'm telling you, I walked into this coffee shop and I thought like I was in limbo in a good way. Mm-hmm. Like it was so heavenly. Mm-hmm. Like ethereal. Ooh. I like that I used that word. Ethereal. And you walk in, very white, very bamboo wood everywhere. And I was just like, oh, this is beautiful. I hope the coffee's good. Get in there, and espresso was magical. That's the way to describe it. Magical.
How's the parking? Parking downtown?
Great.
Kind of. Really?
Yeah, it's in a not populated area of downtown.
Okay.
So Maru, M-A-R-U.
M-A-R-U.
And then the Joint Coffee just opened up here on Sherman Oaks. It's like half fish shop, half... I know that sounds so...
That sounds terrible.
It sounds weird, but they made some of the best food I've ever tasted. The pour-overs were amazing. Espresso was great. Joint Coffee here in Sherman Oaks and Maru Coffee. Yeah. I love coffee shops.
My husband is obsessed with coffee.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
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 What is he like? What kind of, pour-overs? Is he an espresso guy? Cappuccinos? Does he like roasts? Roasts?
Sometimes we'll get like a cortado. We like that, so I guess that's a lot of milk in it.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
He likes, I think it's, you don't steam the milk. I don't really know what it is.
Okay.
But it's like 2 shots of something. And then he goes to Groundwork and gets the Vietnamese iced coffee sometimes.
Okay.
He's not super picky, but he doesn't like to have coffee that he doesn't.
Yeah.
He doesn't enjoy. And we're kind of spoiled in LA. Oh my gosh, we are spoiled as food wise in so many ways. We have good stuff here, right?
Keiko.
I feel like
literally any food you'd like, you can have it within an hour. That's an amazing time period to live in.
Amazing.
I'm so thankful for that.
Yeah.
Also for the fact that any song you ever want to listen to is just like, boop, there it is. Seriously, that's an amazing time.
Yeah.
That's what makes me so passionate about life. Because I don't know, maybe I'm over getting excited about it, but that to me gets me so like pumped up because I know it wasn't available 40 years ago, 50 years ago, 100 years ago. If you told somebody you could have any food you want in an hour, they'd be like, you're crazy.
Yeah.
You
can have any question you want answered in a minute.
They're like, oh, you're a witch. No, they wouldn't. That's not.
Yeah,
probably have to
probably.
go back further than that. But yeah. Anyway, I don't know. I'm just really appreciative of life, and nothing's guaranteed. So, makes me.
We're about to enter a real dark time.
Oh, what?
I don't know.
Aliens?
No. Sometimes I think so.
Well, tell me.
Do you want to bring us all down? Like the Dark Ages. I wonder if we're gonna have another Dark Ages. Like we're just gonna go backwards in civilization. Just have a really dark time.
Why do you say that?
I don't know. Sometimes it's just. Just all the sad things in the world, I feel like.
I'll tell you straight up, if we're getting dark,
yeah,
I think Earth needs a little bit of a reset to fix some of the problems.
Yeah.
And I know that's super dark.
It is dark because, yeah, like it's true. It's just like, well, what kind of reset? Like a mass extinction reset where only the insects survive and we come back in 2,000 years or more. And it's
I don't know.
bee colony civilization
Let
intelligence. That's what I think, guys.
Let me clarify. I'm not pro mass extinction. However, I have said this before on the podcast. Yeah. Traffic would be a little lighter in LA.
Oh, it is. Well, you know.
But I don't know. You're right. There's a lot of bad things going on in the world.
I worry.
A lot of big problems.
I wonder, here's a serious question.
Right.
I feel like in America especially, we've gone down this road of self. Like we've glorified the individual and greed so much. It's sort of become like the American culture.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't, that's what, and in myself too. I'm not taking myself out of this criticism, but I just feel like we've just gone down this pathway of what we value and what we put on top. Like what are we going for? Just kind of excusing, because I think that everybody's selfishness is bad in theory, right? But there's a lot of excuses we make for people if they're selfish. We're like, oh, that's not such a bad thing to be selfish or greedy. We're like, oh, well, it's okay. I don't know. We make space for it. What do you think? It's not really a question. It's more of a statement. But.
Yeah. I definitely think Western culture is really aimed at greed and self-centeredness, and not a healthy way. I think there is a point in your life where you do have to be like selfish, and in terms of bettering yourself. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that would be selfish, but there is self-love and taking care of yourself. Yes. You have to like help yourself in order to help others. I don't understand people's like drive towards just acquiring more money. Like that's what I feel a lot of corporations do. It's just like more. Yeah. We need to make more money than we did last quarter. Yeah. Okay then, and then what? You're gonna get a bigger bonus. Okay, and then you die, and then you can't take any of that money with you. Yeah. To your next life or whatever. Yeah. Like, I don't know. Maybe they're scared, and they just keep doing that because that's all they know. Yeah. And the more they dig into that, the more comfortable they might feel in the moment, but they kind of feel like this impending doom coming. I don't know.
I think so.
I honestly don't know. How do you think then? Some people have said this, like Gandhi. What is it? Be the change you see in the world. Do you think like making small changes throughout your day will help change? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all of my criticisms really about the world boil down to criticizing myself because because I don't know what the world is and whether things will change, but I do hope that let's say this. So
I love this,
44.
I love this. We're getting so deep.
I know, right? So I'm 44. So if I died now, I would say, like, and I would analyze my life. I'd say, oh yeah, I was successful. There were certain markers of success that I had, and so I was successful. But to me, I would feel like a failure because if I don't really if I don't really actually get to the point where I can have the level of kindness and generosity that I would like to have, and am able to embody that by the time I die, I think that's a failure.
May I ask why? Not that I disagree with you, but why is it important for you to feel like you can embody that you should be embodying kindness, generosity, being of service, etc.?
I think that that's a successful whole person. I think in my mind, if I were to think of what makes a successful whole person, of what the person that I would want to be, like my aspirational self, I feel like I have done some things work-wise or whatever. I live comfortably, but there's a big part of it that if I don't succeed in that, I don't know. That just seems like what it means to be successful, really, ultimately. Yeah. And I'm not there. I'm really not there.
Again, I don't know you that well. I just know you from 2 interviews.
I know,
you
right?
seem very nice and generous.
Oh, yeah,
but you're on camera.
Sure, yeah. I smile.
Totally kidding. I'm totally kidding.
Yeah.
I mean, we all have our faults, and we all, like, go back to past habits. I don't like attachment, too much attachment to things, especially things, like physical things. I want to, and even people, I want to be appreciative more of the time I'm allowed to spend with them, or like for you, for instance, I'm really appreciative of this conversation we're having. Mm-hmm. There's something nice about it. It makes me feel good. We're talking about good things. We were laughing earlier. We're talking about silly things, aliens, like, and then we're talking about really deep stuff. And I'm like, oh, cool. Like, that's important. I don't know exactly why, but that's progressing something.
Yes,
I feel like a lot of times our vision is very narrow and only like 50 feet in front of us.
Yeah.
And it's like there's a certain amount of faith you have to have. Like, okay, deep down inside, I think this is right. I know it's right. Even if I try to convince myself, you know what I mean? Anyway.
Right. No, I totally know what you mean about that kind of. I don't know what the bigger picture is, but I know that this next 15 feet, did you say 15 or 50?
50.
50. Like, this next chunk, this is right. This feels right.
Yeah.
This conversation is right. This where you are and where you're pushing towards is right. Like, there's something in your gut.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And I think hard times are very important in terms of those moments where, it's getting a little bumpy, or like extreme things happen. It's like, I don't know. I think those are the most, I know it sounds really weird, kind of like the best times eventually, if you gain the wisdom you need to gain from it. I'm a firm believer that God never gives you more than you can handle. Otherwise it'd be a complete, it'd be pointless. Like, it's like, oh, it's too much then. So I feel like whatever's coming my way, it's like you're just as strong as, or excuse me, you're stronger than what's affecting you. And I don't know, I feel like that puts gasoline on a fire inside me. Like, all right, I can do that. So
you kind of expand yourself to match the challenge.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. I like that. Yeah. Expand yourself to meet the challenge.
How many brothers do you have? Do you have any sisters?
Nope. 2 younger brothers.
And they're younger.
Yeah.
They're younger. A lot younger, or just a little
6, 7 years.
6 and 7. Oh, so there's a little gap.
24 and 23.
Oh, so you were a little bit of an only child for a little bit.
For a little bit, yeah. And then I asked for a brother, and I got 2.
No, did you really?
Yeah.
Is that a true story?
Yeah.
You asked?
I asked.
Were you like, I want somebody to play with?
Yeah.
And they were like, okay.
I had this really cool shirt. It was blue. Had lightning bolts. It said "Best Big Brother." So baller. I was at the baby shower.
So were you a good older brother? Are you a good older brother?
Yes. Yes and no.
With caveats. Okay.
This is with caveats. I was super protective of William, especially, and Daniel whenever they were young and they started to walk. Yeah. And I thought they would fall. And I see videos of myself doing this, and I keep going like this. I'm sorry for the listeners. I'd be like, eek! Like, I can't even do it. It's like this kid shriek. Like, I'm thinking he's going to fall, right? Don't go too all. And then this is what I would do.
Did you hit him? No. Okay.
I would like tease him to the point of crying and like take away toys and then give it back to him, and like take away and then give it back to him.
So weird.
So weird. So weird. Bad. It's like a bad boyfriend. Abusive boyfriend.
Like a bad boyfriend. You're like, I like your face when I give it back, so I'm gonna take it away.
Don't fall. I'm gonna take your toys. I'll give it back. Maybe I won't.
Oh man.
Yeah, they're great guys. William lives with me here. He's a musician.
Oh, okay. Are they both in LA?
No, Daniel's back in Oklahoma still. Actually, William is in Oklahoma right now taking care of my dad.
The restaurant is in Oklahoma. Well, I don't know why I thought it was in LA. That makes sense.
No,
yeah.
But we've retired from the restaurant.
Yeah.
It was like a month into retirement. All this stuff happened. But Daniel just finished his dental exam, which congrats, bro. He made a really good score on his dental exam.
Oh, as a dentist, I thought he was a patient. I was like, why are you congratulating?
No cavities, bro. It's great.
Okay, makes more sense. So he's a dentist.
People listen like, Wesam's the weirdest. He has a weird family.
Okay, that's cool. So he's going to practice out in Oklahoma.
We're not sure yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah. So, yeah. You have any siblings?
I do. They're all in Hawaii. They're all in Oahu. I have 3 younger sisters.
That's right.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go see them soon.
I want to go to Hawaii. I've never been.
Yeah, you should go. It's very nice. Even though I love Oahu because my family's there, probably if you want the island experience, I would say like
I want to go to
Big
Lanai.
Island or something.
Is Lanai out there?
I've never been to Lanai.
Okay.
Yeah. I've only been to Kauai, Maui, and the Big Island.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as far as besides Oahu.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
In order to get from each island, you guys take like planes, or
you have to take a plane. I wish it was cheaper. It's not. I mean, or shorter. But it's actually kind of far away. You wouldn't think it. You're like, oh, Hawaii. Why don't you just hop over? But it's a little bit of a thing.
Kind of like from. This is a guess.
I have no idea.
New Mexico, Arizona.
I can't even tell you. Like yes or no.
Yeah, it's kind of like Texas with, I believe. Hey, Eric, would you like to check that out?
Eric, just access that higher memory. He's just pretending to type things into that computer.
AKA Google. AKA Bing. Who uses Bing? Come on.
I don't know. I never did. How far? What did he type? How far are the Hawaiian islands from each other? Well, it's all in English. That's good. It's correct grammar. I'm just checking your grammar.
If you were Isaiah, that's fine.
Maui to Hawaii is 26 miles. Then.
Oh,
from what?
Maui to.
Maui to Hawaii.
Big Island. And then our 8 miles are
20. That's a weird statistic because there's Oahu's in between Maui and the Big Island.
4 miles only? That's not a lot.
Molokai to.
Is that a lot?
And then what is?
Molokai to.
Lanai.
Lanai is only 8 miles.
It's only 8 miles.
Dude, listening to you try to pronounce the names are ridiculous.
Do that first one.
No, he keeps trailing off.
No.
He's like,
he's just like pointing.
26 miles.
He's like, 26.
Oh my gosh. Eric's actually, did I tell you Eric's filling in for Michael, our unusual sound guy?
Oh,
sound producer, yeah, Michael.
Okay.
So this is his first day. He's actually doing a great job.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, I don't know if I should talk so much.
Yeah. I just love it. Making him super nervous.
Oh, okay.
Fun fact,
Okay,
Eric is actually
sense.
my stand-in on the show, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
It's fun. It's such a great show. Such a great people. Isn't it really? I mean, we were getting a little delirious. We had a 15-hour day yesterday.
Oh, you worked yesterday.
Yeah, and I got home really late. And
worked till this morning.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's all good. I was like, Keiko's coming in.
I know, 9:30 feels... It's not that early, but it sounds early.
It's late for me.
Oh, really? Oh, because you get up early? Where you meet you said you meet Isaiah at like 8 or something. At a coffee shop.
But I usually wake up like 4:35 just to go before my runs and stuff.
Cool. Wow, that's early.
I love it. Everybody's all quiet.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm by myself on a dark trail with a flashlight running like a crazy.
That is pretty awesome. Do you go out at night? Do you drink at all?
Nope.
No. Yeah.
I'm usually home by in bed by 8:30, 9.
That's so weird.
Is it?
A little bit.
I like it. It's cozy. I'm watching my ghost hunting shows. I'm cozy. I'm gonna go running tomorrow. I don't say it like that.
That's cool. That's cool.
I don't know. I rarely go out.
Yeah.
But yesterday.
Did you used to? Is this no? But you're just never. You're not just not a night owl. You're not a.
I'm early morning.
You're an early morning person.
Owl.
Are you a introvert or an extrovert?
There's a balance. Depends on the group.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Certain groups of people. If it's
Do you need your alone time though? Are
Absolutely.
you someone that needs their alone time?
Yeah. Need it.
Okay.
Because I think yeah. Sometimes I just sit in my closet. I'm kidding. It's my alone time. A weirdo. Do you get the giggle? This is a question that just popped up because it happens to me. Around the 12, 13 hour mark, I start getting the giggles.
Oh, really?
We were laughing so hard yesterday on set.
Oh, that's nice.
Like crying, laughing. But it's
counterproductive.
No, thankfully, but it can be if we don't rein it in because we know like everybody else is tired, and so like we don't want to like keep redoing takes, and we don't do that. But like that to me makes me want to laugh even more.
Oh, you're trying to hold it together.
Yeah. Oh man, so do you feel like that ever on set on your longest days?
No.
Okay.
I mean, giggles do happen sometimes.
Yeah.
I usually, you know what? I sleep a lot in my trailer.
Oh.
I do. And I every time I go like, oh, what are you doing? You have to be, social. Like, why are you spending so much time in your trailer? What a weird way to spend your time. You're on set. There's amazing things happening. Why don't you go out and learn things?
You sleep in the trailer.
But I oftentimes will sleep. I don't know what that's about, but I don't know if it's a matter of conserving energy or something. I don't. But I keep saying, oh, I'm not going to do it, but I still do it. So it must be something.
For the people listening, there's a lot of sit around and wait on film sets. A lot. I would say, 80% is waiting?
Right, yeah. Yeah, it's true.
And because they have to set up the lights, they have to arrange them perfectly, they have to make sure, like, they've got the right camera movement, and all that takes time, and then you get to do your scene maybe twice, 3 times, and it's like, okay, cool, moving on to the next shot, let's push in a little bit more, which means, like, let's get in closer, and they have to switch out the lens, maybe change some lights, maybe move around some of the walls. And then, okay, let's turn around after we get that, which means they have to put everything back and go on the other side. So it's a whole, like, process. Right. Mm-hmm. And so, I like to read or talk with my classmates.
You're a reader? Is that how you spend it mostly? Do you stay on set?
It's a balance.
Oh, okay.
It's a balance. Reading, talking to my castmates who are awesome. Sometimes I hang out at Video Village, just watch what they're doing. Kind of listen to what the director and the DP are talking about, learn. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I can't be in my trailer. I'm like the opposite. I get
really?
I'm like,
you're like, this is uncomfortable.
Yeah. I gotta be on set. Yeah. But it is energy draining just waiting around too. Like you do stand-in work, Eric, and I don't know. I'm like super appreciative of that because that's draining in itself. I know it doesn't sound like that, but
no, yeah.
Different type of training.
Yeah.
Because
it's just as much time or more that you're there, right? Then how the scene that takes longer than the actual shoot of the scene, right? Usually, right?
Usually, but it just depends on the scene.
Yeah.
But you guys have to do lines. And take a lot more out.
I request that Eric comes in 3 hours before my call time and then 3 hours after he has to stay.
Were you? Did you guys know each other for the last season or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So why was, or maybe this is too personal, but why was there such a shift? You said the crew was there's a big change in crew.
That happens sometimes. Yeah, just with scheduling, like, you know what I mean? Like people.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, because we weren't sure we were going to get a second season, so some people took jobs and that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Right. How long are you into, when did you start? This year? Did you?
Oh, a week.
Oh, okay.
It's been a week.
Cool.
It's great. 10 more episodes.
Nice.
And at the end of the year, which is great.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah. This is kind of an industry question.
Sure.
It's a hot topic. Kidding. I'm not gonna.
Well, I'm gonna put my expert hat on.
Hot topic. What's going on? I wish we had.
We're a morning radio show now. We're gonna talk about a hot topic.
I love that voice. Well, we got with us in the studio, Keiko Agena.
I'm so glad to be here.
We both got to get nicknames since we're morning radio show
It's
DJs.
morning radios. Wecom. Like the tablets.
You're calling me Wecom? Like a tablet?
That's
what I came up with.
This is the worst nickname, but you gotta take it because I gave it to you and you can't choose your nickname. Wecom.
I'm going to call you... I'm still on Wecom, to be honest with you. I don't even know that was a tablet.
I was like, I think it's actually Wacom.
Wacom?
Yeah,
Oh
I couldn't even do that. I couldn't even get that.
It's like 6 a.m. and they're like that.
Oh, I know.
Oh my gosh. They do have weird nicknames a lot of times. Oh no, this is what I want to talk about though.
Oh yeah.
I'm not...
Yeah, what are we talking about? We got sidetracked.
The diversity in the industry.
Uh-huh.
Do you feel it's getting better?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know when this comes out, but Crazy Rich Asians is this weekend,
Awesome.
movie-wise. So it's a rom-com, which I love, and it's funny, and it's good. So go see it if you want to, if you feel like it.
Great pitch. Love it. If you feel like it, go see it.
Lowest pressure pitch from Keiko Agena. Yeah.
I am a big fan of, she's in the movie Awkwafina.
Oh, yeah, I love Awkwafina. Yeah, she's funny. I adore her. Well, the only time I met her in passing is when
I thought the way you said that I thought you like knew her, like knew her. That's why I asked. Yeah.
She did a bunch of them came out because so my friend Will Choi and I do this show called Asian AF, and we have a UCB show, and it's once a month, and then there's a New York one also. But we did a special event. Well, I love how I'm including myself. Will put on a special event that was for the premiere of Crazy Rich Asians, and he had Ken Jeong and Awkwafina and John Chu came out to host. But then there was Nico Santos and Ronnie Chang and Jimmy O Yang were the comics. And they had a night at the UCB Inner Sanctum. Wow. And it was so amazing. It was free and it was packed, and it was a really special promotional. Oh, wow. They're so funny too. They just did stand up for a couple hours.
I didn't know Awkwafina did stand up too.
She hosted. She and the director were the hosts, and they kind of just introduced.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, but Gemma Chang was there. She's in the movie too.
I was following her when she was doing her rap videos.
Oh yeah, okay.
A long time ago. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, and she was in Ocean's 8.
Yeah.
Recently. She's killing it.
It's so cool watching certain people, like, their careers, like, evolve and change. And you're like, oh, that's really cool. Sorry from the beginning. Mm-hmm. I'm like a weird parent on that side.
You're like, good job. Good job, Awkwafina.
Good job.
Good for you.
Other than your book, right?
Yeah.
Coming up. Or it's already out. We can get it on Amazon, right?
Yeah, get it on Amazon.
What's it called again?
It's called No Mistakes.
No Mistakes.
By Keiko Agena.
Agena.
Yes.
Not Agena.
Not Agena.
It's Agena.
Yeah.
And then the first?
The first comes out on September 14th.
And then
Dirty John will come out next year, and Better Call Saul is coming out on the 20th. What day is it today?
It's August.
Something?
We're in August still, I think, right?
Yeah.
This is goldfish memory, like you said earlier.
You're like, 1 month is this?
It's really bad. It's gone by so quick. 8 months.
Yeah.
It's already... It might as well be 2020.
I know. We're going to blink, y'all, and it's going to be 2020. That's the strangest thing. Yeah. Oh, it's fine. 20. I'm back again! Hey! Look at that!
You got to come back on more often. It's such a pleasure having you on, seriously.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Do you do a podcast?
You know what? We speaking of Asian AF, we're talking about maybe doing one. And I have done a podcast called Drunk Monk with my friend Will Choi, where we get drunk and rewatch old episodes of Monk, because I'm obsessed with Tony Shalhoub.
Oh!
But that's on hold. But yes. You know Tony Shalhoub? Is he your best friend?
I wish. He might be coming on the show next month. Are you okay? Keiko? Hello?
What?
I'm not kidding. Would you like to be here if he comes on?
Kidding me?
I'm not. I'm not kidding you at all.
How can we make this happen? I sound so creepy right now.
I've never seen you act like this before.
Sorry to be so creepy.
Cut the cord. Cut it. Cut it. Yeah, I said mine. We're working it out with his reps, but he's really interested in coming on the show.
I love him so mucho. Yeah.
That means a lot.
That means a lot. Like with exclamation points and those emojis with the hearts for eyes.
If
That's
he comes
how I
on
feel
the
about
show
it.
and you're not here, I'm going to tell him, hey, do you know Keiko Agena? Oh, yeah. She doesn't like you at all.
Don't do that. Why would you say that? That's not funny. I know what you were like to your brothers when they were little.
Right?
You just took that. Oh, man.
I'd be like,
That's brutal. That's brutal.
Not a fan of Monk.
Just out of nowhere.
And he's like,
we weren't talking about any of that. Why are you bringing this up?
Here's a poster of her.
Oh my gosh.
And you're like, no.
Is that the FedEx guy again?
No,
Is the FedEx guy
I just imagined you popping your head.
Oh, yeah. I won't know when he's coming out. Just come every day.
You and your friend Will come. Oh, that would be funny.
Oh, yeah. Will doesn't need to be here.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding. Will can be
Oh, my. Dude, Keiko, I know who you are. Yeah. Gratitude
doesn't matter. Yeah, all that other stuff I said was BS.
No,
when is Tony Shalhoub coming, and how can I be here for that event?
We'll make it work.
Oh my God,
I'll let you know if he does come on.
Okay.
So I'll tell you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Seriously, thank you so much for coming on the show again.
Thank you for having me.
Such a pleasure, and best of luck with everything. And yeah, we'll have you back on.
And Eric didn't ruin it, which I was like so scared. It's his first day, and he didn't ruin it.
Oh, I hope he didn't ruin it.
Oh, it's okay. We have to wait till we play it back, right? Is that how we know if he ruined it or not?
Yeah, but real talk.
Yeah.
I respect and appreciate him so much because he was so on it, and he was so he was taking videos of Michael doing it, and he's like, I want to make sure it's right, and he's like, can I come in earlier? I just want to make sure I have anything. I didn't want to mess it up. You know what? Let's actually replay what I did. I just want to make sure there's actual audio. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, Navy SEAL. Navy SEAL attitude right there.
Wow.
And that's the kind of stuff I like. Keiko!
We're pumped. We're pumped for our day today, you guys. We are pumped now.
I am on a water fast, so I can't get too pumped up. But
what? You're on a what?
Water fast.
What is that?
I'm just drinking water for 72 hours.
Okay. All right, that's okay.
Have you heard of
shouldn't shame you for drinking water. That sounds great.
No, that was real. That's how we're gonna end it. I thought you were gonna be like, "Wow, that's amazing," and then you're like, "What? You're on a water fast? Loser."
No, that's great. It is good to do.
That's the show. That's how we're gonna end it.
Bye.
Eric, we're out. Bye, Keiko. What a show, Eric. Well done today. You messed up the first outro, so we're having to do this again, but that's okay. That's okay. You're learning. You're still fired after this. Hey, thanks guys for listening to the show. Thank you to you, Eric, for coming in here and filling in for Michael while Michael lives his hedonistic lifestyle. He's probably in jail right now. I guarantee it. With his biblical look. He's in a gang, for sure. Probably Norteños. I'm just kidding. I'm just going to start. It's actually kind of dangerous to say. Hey, thank you to iDoby Radio. Thank you to you guys for listening. Really appreciate it. Numbers have been great. Been solid. I want them higher, though. 1 million, 2 million, 1 billion. I want 1 billion listeners an episode. It is what it is. No, I appreciate you guys for listening. Seriously. Thank you to iDoby Radio. Thank you to Nice Guy Digital. And no thanks to Michael this week. I'm just kidding, man. All right, guys. We out.